Well, I got another big one right here. I hope I have enough gas for it. And what I'd like to do, if I could, is send it right down there. You know, I don't want it. It wants to go over here, and I could probably thread between those two trees, but I don't want to damage those. I want to leave them. If you look at the size of that top, you can probably see here how it wants to go off to my left. But I'm going to leave a little heavy hinge on the right hand side to keep it from breaking. And I'm going to send it right down there. Now, this is yet again, you know, again bending it from where it wants to go. It looks like it might be a pretty high quality tree. I'm going to leave that one, but because of the way those branches are, they're going to toss things back at me. I know it. So I'm going to take off down to that side and see if we can make that work. You know, right down there. Missed this tree, right between these two trees. I think that should be achievable. So let's start. Now I'm thinking again that that's a tapped. I'm thinking that's a tapped tree. So it's not as critical. I mean, it should be a tapped tree. This was part of the old sugar bush. But, you know, so I lose 4 foot, but that's a nice log above that. So that's a money tree, even if it's tapped. I think it's a solid looking tree. See if I can get my arms around it. I'm going to say it's probably a 24 inch diameter tree. No, I can't get my arms around it, so it might be a little bit bigger. But see if we can get this one down, and then I'm hungry. I think I'm going to call it a day. Tell you what, this is going to be a wedge job for sure. There's no doubt that this is a wedge. And I'm going to have to be careful because not only does it have a lean in the direction the camera's showing right now, but it also leans back towards me a little bit. So I want to push it up and over to go to that spot. And we'll see what we got. Yeah, this is a solid tree. the last tree for that chain. Let's see if we can wedge this one over. Just get a nice close-up of how this is going to work. There it goes. It's a leaner doing what leaners do. You don't want to go. There it goes. Boy, that went perfect. Perfect. Now, I left a lot of hinge intentionally, and I don't know if that's tapped. That's another one. But I got it right down between the two trees. Little thick of a hinge, but it tore down, not up, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That chain's so dull. So now if I had left that hinge all the way across, it would have tore up into the tree like crazy. So even though I left it thick because I had a little bit of a leaner on it, little wedge work it went over, right? And it was strong enough. So it did, if you look at the way the tree is, you can see how it was leaning off to the left, pretty heavy. That whole top was off to the left. So having a thicker hinge right there, you know, it worked pretty well for me. Now you can tell that that hinge right there was about the right width for a normal tree. It broke nice and clean. That one obviously was thick enough, but there you go. Let's see if I can get the top out of it. And that chain's so whooped, I don't know if I'm going to get any more out of it. It's pretty much done. I don't know, I hit something in here. I don't know if I did it here or when I was topping the other tree, but it just quit cutting. Yeah. cut nice up there. I wonder if that tree is just that hard, because it stopped cutting down here in the root of this thing. Cut fine up there. And I see the camera's off, so I don't know if I got it. So anyway, that's enough for now. Yeah. Boy, I didn't want to cut that at all. Not at all. See, I'm going to make another cut a little bit further up. You see that split begin to start right there? See if I can get it before it starts working up the log. Get one more cut out of this chain. I guess I'm not going to do that. It ran out of gas. Just like that. Oh well. Oh, I can see it started burning the bar. It's out of oil too. That's all I'm getting out of that today. I think I'm going to call it good. Cut that when I start pulling them. See, that's the thing with a dull chain. It just takes so much more gas. So part of the fuel usage is also dependent on how sharp that chain is. That thing just stopped cutting for me on that hard stuff. Although I have to say, out there it cut fine. But down in here it wasn't cutting for nothing. But you know, I think that's also part of the difference between this saw right here and my bigger saws. The anti-vibe springs on this one are a little softer. So with that big blue saw, I can hog in harder because the whole suspension system is stiffer. So as the chain begins to degrade a little bit, I still have a lot of leverage where I can really push on that bar and make it cut anyway. Where this one here with a shorter bucking spike, while it makes it easier for me to work a sharp new chain, you know, where it's self-feeding, when you get a little time on it, you have to push on it. Or you get into wood like this where you really got to push on it. That little power head actually doesn't give me enough leverage. And this tree right here, I would have been much, much happier with either the 585 or the blue G395, because this system, you know, the anti-vibe system, the whole bar to handle system is better for leveraging in a longer bar on the larger diameter wood like this. And interestingly enough, I think that cost me in terms of fuel usage as well. You know, so here's a case where as much as I like my 565, and for most of the stuff out here, it's fine. But when I start getting into these bigger, hard trees like this, yet again, that 585 or that 395 configuration, combination of power, buck and spike, stiffness, all that would make this would make them a better saw for this type of work. So anyway, that's it for today.